Hello everyone and welcome to another casual review. Today, I'm talking about Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. We're taking a quick detour from the Jedi Knight series to do some pod racing, and I actually have a quick little confession to make. Come closer, get closer to the mic. I actually like the Star Wars prequels. Yeah, you heard me right. I was raised on the Star Wars prequels. I've seen them many more times than the original trilogy, and while I can admit that the original trilogy is better than these prequels, I still have a fondness for them because that's the Star Wars that I know. That's like my generation of Star Wars, and I think there's still some good things to be taken from this original trilogy. Now, I have played this game before. They have a arcade machine at my local arcade that takes only nickels, and you could actually sit in a pod racer and race around on Tatooine and a couple other levels on it. So maybe you might have seen this arcade machine before, especially if you went to arcades during that era. I'm not even sure if this machine is still around, much less like the actual arcade itself. So that's my experience playing it. However, this game did also come out for the Nintendo 64, and I want to say the Sega Dreamcast, but don't quote me on that last one. I never played it on any of the home consoles, however. So it's a racing game where you're racing in Star Wars pod racers. There are a couple different modes, but the main one being the tournament mode. This is like the single player mode. You can choose your racer and pod racer that has different stats attached to it, and as you play along, you are able to unlock additional racers. There are 7 different planets, however, there are multiple courses on each planet. Every time you choose a planet, you get the little introduction about the planet, kind of showing like the environment that the planet is all about, and the world leader introducing all of the pod racers to the race. It's kind of cool whenever you go to a new planet and you get to see the little introduction. However, it plays this introduction every time you revisit the planet to do a different course, and you can just skip ahead that and get straight to the racing. Like I said, you are able to unlock additional racers, and you can change your racer whenever you want. At the beginning, I played through a weird little alien by the name of Odie Mandrell, and I played the good majority of the game as him, but as I was playing along, I realized that the additional racers that I did unlock have additional better stats, so I might as well keep upgrading whenever I get a new racer, because the tournament mode always remains the same. Obviously, the best racer ever is either Anakin Skywalker or Sebulba. He's the antagonist during this whole pod racer scene. However, in the movie, his race doesn't end too well, so maybe you don't want to jinx yourself. This game moves so quick. The pod racers run so fast, and sometimes it is a little difficult to navigate around the races because you're never really sure like where a turn is exactly going to be coming up. Now, it does have a little mini map showing you where the turns are going to be. However, I found it difficult to look at that map and race at the same time because of some of these obstacles that you can run into, and you are moving incredibly fast. So it's almost best to just keep like all my attention on the screen itself. And sometimes it's not always clear how the races lay out. Like, you can't tell what is a obstacle and what's one that you need to turn around. You know, it's just a little difficult to navigate, especially if you are going at such breakneck speeds. However, this incredible speed is what makes this game so fun and makes it feel like you are just going like 400 miles an hour or whatever, parsecs if you will, if you're Star Wars fans. If you're feeling even more confident, you are able to enable a boost, and to activate this, you like hold forward on the analog stick, and then when a meter charges up all the way, you can activate it. This boost will make you more susceptible to engine damage, however, and if you're familiar with the layout of the design of a pod racer, it has these 2 engines on the very front, and anytime you damage one of these engines, there will be a little indicator on your screen showing like which part of the engine is damaged. And so if it gets into the deep red and you run into a wall on that same engine, then it will blow up and you'll have to get backtracked a little bit because your pod racer will have blown up. So think similar to like if you fall off the course on Mario Kart and Lakitu has to like set you back on the course. It's like that. So don't worry, you didn't completely lose the game and you still have chances to catch up. Now, if you're using this boost, like I said, you are a lot more susceptible to that damage. So even if you just skid the edge of a wall while you're enabling this boost, then your engine is most likely going to blow up. Now, you also run the risk of overheating your engines if you're using this boost for too long as well. So you'll want to enact the air brakes when those engines get really, really hot. So in terms of difficulty, at least for this tournament, I actually felt like it was pretty easy. I'm not tooting my own horn or anything like that. I feel like I performed pretty bad. I messed up my pod racer all the time. I was using boost when I probably shouldn't have been using the boost. I'm making wrong turns, but most of the time when I was playing through this tournament mode, I was in first place and nobody could catch up to me. And I kind of wonder if it was like there was some lack of rubber banding in this game that I'm used to in normal games like Mario Kart, where you do have items in traditional Mario Kart game that will help the people in the back get a little leg up on the people in the front. However, in this game, there were no items, so there was no real way for my AI opponents to catch up to me. Now, when I was looking at the controls, it did say that one button was dedicated to items. However, I'm not really sure how to use any of those items. There weren't like any item boxes or anything like that, and whenever I would press that button, my alien guy would just make a little taunt, and there wasn't like a tutorial or anything like that teaching you how to play the game. So I'm not sure if I just totally missed a mechanic of this game. Either way, I didn't need it because, like I said, most of the time I was just in first place anyway. So most of the challenge for me when I was playing through this game is just kind of racing myself, playing it kind of like a time trial mode, because every course has 3 laps, and so every time I would do a lap, I would try to do the next lap even quicker and beat my lap record. In between each of these courses, you are able to upgrade your pod racer, and these upgrades translate to any of the other pod racers. If you do decide to change your racer and your pod racer, these upgrades will also follow through, so don't worry about sticking with your single character if you want to change it up. And you buy these upgrades from Watto the junk vendor. He's the guy in episode 1 and maybe episode 3, and he talks like this, and hey, Anakin, okay, you can go home now. You know, he definitely, I think they have the same voice actor for this game, because when you are shopping in his junkyard shop, he'll taunt you like, nobody can beat Sebulba, and it's just fun, especially if you're a prequel fan like I am. So these different parts will boost up different stats on your pod racer, like your turning, your acceleration, your cooling speed after you use a boost, just fun little things like that. And I definitely think it's a welcome touch, because when you do these races, it doesn't feel like you're just trying to go through each race. You are still earning credits that you can then spend to upgrade your pod racer. So it feels like you're making progress on 2 fronts rather than just one. There's also the two-headed announcer from the movie, and I believe that they have the same voice actor for those guys as well, so that's fun. Overall, it's a super fun game. I really liked going super fast in it, and I like just listening to the John Williams soundtrack while I'm playing. Really tight controls, and I'm surprised that this game has actually held up so well despite it being so old. I think I will give this game the score of 4 out of 5, and I actually think that I might bust this out the next time I'm amongst other gamers, because I think that it would be a lot more fun even if I was playing with people around the same skills as I, rather than just playing through AI that just lags behind me, because I gotta admit, it gets lonely up there in first place all the time. Well guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, or the Star Wars series in general, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. May the Force be with you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!